Welcome back to the wood shop, everybody. So glad you could be with me here today. Walter here at the wood lathe again. So, following up on last video, we did the outside. We sanded the outside of the bowl. It's a nicely figured, colored, northern white ash. And as you can tell by the X pattern, you see the X pattern? This bowl was centered on the growth of the heartwood of the tree, and that gives you that X pattern. If it was sapwood around the other side, you'd have circles on the bottom. So enough on that. So I have some tool marks, but I don't have any tear out. A little bit of fuzzies on the end grain here. Nothing really here on the really... So what we need to do is we need to sand that out. And where I usually always start with a hard bowl like this would be with power sanding and 80 grit. So direction of rotation is forward. RPMs down around 400 or 500, and I like to sand using the upper quadrants on this side. The problem with that though is it throws all the sawdust directly towards you. So wear a dust mask. I'm not using one now because I'm trying to speak. So once again, we're going to show you the difference between power sanding and inertia sanding. So, with power sanding, you can also stop and spot sand. So if you happen to see a line somewhere, you can spot sand. Okay? Keep your speed down. Okay? You can't do that with the inertia sander, but you can do it with a power sander. Now the profile on this is very nice and smooth, but we need to get rid of those tool marks. So I'm going to reverse the lathe. And now, the dust will go down and away from you. But you have to lift up the sander so you're sanding on the bottom edge. I shouldn't say the bottom edge, but a bottom quadrant. You want to use a quadrant in contact. Now towards the middle, in the lower grits, it's a little grabby. So you can hand sand that like this if you need to. And we're progressing along very nicely. You can also use the power sander to generate rotation. I'd say just a little bit more with the 80. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure on. I want the sandpaper to do its job. So at this point, you can take a compressor and dust it off. I'm not going to do that right now. Right now, we're going to jump up to 100 grit with the sanding solution by Sanding Glove. This is all metal. This has got good weight to it, and you can get two hands on it. You can direct it anywhere you want. You can pivot the head. So here we're going to make sure we're going forward rotation, and we're going to pick up the speed. 1,000. Just make sure that you use the outer edges to create your rotation. And depending on how you position it, you can slow it down or you can speed it up. See, it's fairly slow if I keep it in the middle. If I move it to the outer edge, it picks up. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it, just constant, even. Just like yesterday. You're using a quadrant each time, left, right, right, left, whichever. So there you go, that's 100 grit. That's amazing. We've gone 80 grit, 100 grit. Now I'm going to put, I don't have the bright light on because it washes it out, but I want to see for myself if there's anything additional. There's a little line right there. I'm going to sand that out. Go back to the 80 grit. Just work that little section. That looks like about it. You can work on this side too. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it, just lightly. Wow. There was a time where I'd be more than happy with with that finish. I'd go straight to varnish. We can do more. That's 100 grit. Now, you can also do the rim here, the edge. Doesn't need much. Jump up to 120. Lightly, lightly. Not much pressure. And then 150. You would just keep doing this all the way through your grits. If you want, you can reverse the rotation. And the amount of rotation you get depends on if you're hitting one of the edges and making contact. See? So you will go faster the further outside the bowl you go. That's amazing. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, done. In a matter of another 60 seconds with a few more grits, I'd be done, finished, ready for oil or wax. So the choice is yours. As I said yesterday in yesterday's video, if you use proper tool technique, properly sharpened tools with proper presentation and proper technique, you should have a virtual sanded, smooth, tear out free finish, which technically is ready for a utilitarian bowl. You just take a piece of 220 on your hand just to get rid of any of the fuzzies, and you just go ahead and oil and wax it for a bowl that's going to be used every day. In today's world, we sand everything to a high, smooth finish because that's what is expected of us. So you can take hand sandpaper, fold it up 3 times, and you can present it even on the inside while it's rotating. Present it, sand it, 100 grit. Stop. Sand this way like this. You watching? Okay, then you switch to 120 grit and you spin the lathe and you sand it. Stop. Sand this way. 150, 180, 220, whatever you want to go to. But that's it. I'm going to finish this one up and put a coat of oil on it. That's some beautiful ash. Hope you found something useful, helpful, maybe entertaining. But seriously, I want to thank you for stopping by. It means a lot to me. And if you get a chance, and you haven't done so already, go ahead and click that button and subscribe. Share these videos on your social media channels. And don't forget, I look forward to seeing you back here in the next video. But more importantly, head out to your shop and go make some shavings. Walter out.